What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing great today, and I hope your week has gone well so far. Today, we're going to be talking about one question, and that question is simply this: are you careful with your words? Right now, over the last couple months, there's been so much going in our country. Everything from the coronavirus to several deaths, or several murders, more like it, that have kind of been, hitting the media, and people have been posting on social media and all kinds of stuff like that. There has honestly been a lot of wording that has not been careful, if I should say. And so a lot of times we need to be, especially as a Christian, we need to be very, very, very careful with our words, because our words carry a lot of power. You know, there's an old cliche that says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I can tell you one thing, that is the most untrue thing I have ever heard, because words hurt. And once you say them, you can't take them back. And so as a believer, as a Christian, I need to be very, very careful with what I say, because my words hold power. You can either hold the power to build up, or you can hold the power to destroy. And God's word tells us that we should be using our words carefully in order to build each other up. In fact, today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. And that verse simply says this: a gentle answer turns away anger, but a harsh word stirs up wrath. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever been in an argument. I know I have, that when you start to get to a point, it starts over a simple disagreement, and it just keeps escalating and escalating to the point where both sides are furious and both sides don't want to listen to one another. And I can tell you one thing, that is a very, very difficult spot to be in. And so today, what I want to show you is the reason why we need to take this passage to heart. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why. All right. First of all is this: walls don't come up. When you follow this passage, the walls don't come up. All right. Automatically, when you start saying words without being careful, what starts to happen is automatically the walls come up. And they're guarded. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They're not even listening to you. Which brings me to my second thing, is the other person will be more willing to listen. I know when someone comes to me and they take a good tone, they took a good soft tone, they're not yelling at me, they're sitting across the table with a cup of coffee and just sitting there talking to me, I know what's going on in my mind is, man, this guy has the best interest in mind for me. Third is the other person will most likely be respectful. A lot of times, this is something that in our society we've kind of lost, is a lot of times we can agree to disagree. We may not see things the same way, but our friendship does not end because we disagree. A lot of people don't even want to be friends because their friends don't agree with them. And that's kind of ridiculous. And so in my eyes, I think that we need to make sure that we are actually being, respectful of one another, listening to that other person. And if you come at that person in the right attitude, their walls don't go up. So fifth thing I want you guys to see is both parties will be able to hear the other person's views in dialogue or discussion. So it's, when there's an argument, both people are yelling back and forth, and it's not really a discussion. It's who can yell the loudest. And I'm learning this. This is something I'm learning on my own, is sometimes a simple, soft answer is better. A simple, soft answer is better. And dialogue is better, because what starts to happen is, number 5, a reasonable outcome will be more likely. And with a reasonable outcome, you're going to kind of meet in the middle, and both sides are going to kind of compromise. And maybe that other person has a good point. Maybe there's something wrong that you might be doing, or maybe what you're about to do isn't the greatest idea. And so they may have a point, and you need to look out for them. You need to go and actually and actually sit down and dialogue with people. And so here's the reason why I want to get at why we need to follow God's word, because these 5 things are very probable. But here's the reason why we need to be respectful. Because we are all made in the image of God. Now, sin has distorted that, but we are still made in the image of God. And what that means is that we need to treat others with equal worth and equal value. And when we do that, we're going to treat them with kindness. We're going to treat them with gentleness. We're going to treat them with love, specifically sacrificial love. It is the same kind of love that Jesus himself did on the cross for us. See, we were enemies with God, but God made a way by sacrificially loving and coming and dying on the cross for us. In fact, he was telling his disciples in John chapter 13, verses 34 and 35, he was telling them something. He's like, I'm about to show you what love is. And he says this, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. So here's my challenge to you guys today. Are you loving others? When you get into a disagreement, how are you going to show that person love? Are you going to yell and scream? Or are you going to give them a good answer in a nice, loving way that allows them to calm down and to see your point? I hope that you've gotten something out of today's video. And if you did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Unshaken Youth Ministry, CIMC. And this is also going to be on our Facebook page at Unshaken CIMC. Subscribe to our channel there as well. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.